Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of PKM Weekly. So this week there's been a number of updates, so let's get right into it. First up, Tana. They've now enabled GPT-5. That is now enabled within the AI chat custom agents, AI enhanced fields and command nodes. And you can use GPT-5, 5 Mini, 5 Nano, and it enables strong reasoning, better instructions, and the Mini and Nano models offer faster, lower code options for everyday work. So just make sure you choose the right one for whatever the task it is that you have in hand. And as usual, you can find them within the model picker along with other models from Anthropic and Google. So you can choose the one that you like the most for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So well done to the Tana team on that one, just for implementing it quite quickly. Next up, they've got various different updates that they've just released a few days ago, and that is improved code blocks with the code blocks paste as code. So language picker now only shows on hover, highlighting updates when you edit it. So a lot easier, and that now you can copy it with the click of a button. They've improved the grouping, and they've improved something else with ancestor nodes and Tana paste commands. And as usual, you can find the full changelog within Tana, which I'll need to update the link. So here it is, the GPT-5 code blocks, improvements, and various different fixes that they've implemented in the past week or so. So that one is carrying along nicely. And they also did a student workflow through the Tana live build session. So it's a 60-minute session. And this time they did a student workflow, which was going to use AI to map out syllabus and then walk through how to record lecture, take notes, and link topics together, and then close them out with some calendar planning and custom flair. So it was an hour long, and as usual, start from scratch and go through the whole thing. So even though this one was aimed at student workflows, there is a number of hints and tips and snippets that you can take out and use within your own workflow. And one of the comments that I seen was, I watched the video and I thought, wow, this is brilliant. So many things in just 1 hour. So keep that in mind. It's not necessarily just going to be targeted for the student workflow. That is going to include other things that you can take to your own workflow. So definitely worthwhile checking that one out. And last up for Tana is how to get into the flow in seconds. So Bragg and the team did
when your work feels effortless,
Tana and how to use it. So deep work, activating flow, daily nodes, focus features, etc. So if you haven't seen this video already, definitely do check it out, because again, it does go through quite a number of things in Tana, but also that you can maybe bring to your own app of choice. So that was Tana. Obsidian, they've had a few updates, of which 1.9.8 and 1.9.9, both of these are Catalyst only version. Toggle readable line lengths, they were improved, and various different things were improved in 1.9.8, which came out earlier this week, mainly to do with bases, some file explorer, and other things that have been published. And the list was quite long, and you can see it here. So no longer broken as well, so bug fixes and things that have been implemented. And for the most recent one, which was just a few days after, they tweaked a few things and just improved a number of other things as well. Mike, he did a video on the 8 plugins that he cannot live without. So he's tried hundreds of plugins over the years, but there's 8 that he would consider essential for using in Obsidian. And although he uses 39 plugins, there's these 8 which are, as he says, the S tier, or they are critical to his workflow. So definitely do check this video out if you just want a minimalistic setup with 8 key plugins that Mike, through his extensive testing, finds indispensable. So definitely worthwhile having a look at this one. And then also there was a couple of interesting posts that I came across on Reddit. One was anyone using Obsidian not for school or for work. So I graduated a long time and my work doesn't need it, but I'm obsessed with Obsidian and basically just asking for hints and tips or insights into how others are using it if you're not within the work or the educational space. So if you are in the same boat, or if you have any hints and tips, please do just check this out and give some feedback. It does have 183, so lots of comments there. Another one was why Obsidian works from their own personal experience. And okay, it's quite a bit of a lengthy post, but he goes through and the user discusses, or the OP discusses, why it's a great tool for themselves. Obsidian 0.11.9 web clipper, that's been released, and now that includes embedded mode. I'm not 100% sure what this means, but if we check out this video by Capano that he posted, he's got the clipper, clicks on it, and it basically now it kind of pops out so that you can have it on more than one page at one time, and then you can do it on a different page as well, so that you can keep the clipper active on whatever page it is that you are, rather than it swapping. So that is a great update from the team, so well done on that one. And then the past, present and future of digital note-taking management. So this is an article by Sebastian, and he looks at exploring the evolution of knowledge management from isolated paper documents to today, and where the future may go in terms of what lies ahead. So definitely worthwhile checking out. It does go into a number of bits and pieces of detail, a number of detail within the article, so it is definitely worthwhile having a read through of it and get his thoughts and provide yours if you have any. So well done to Sebastian on that one. Capacities, they've rolled out a couple of updates, and that includes label properties. So it's a simple way to structure and filter content within the same object type. Labels, they provide a drop-down menu ideal for categorizing items such as meeting notes, reading status, project phases, and more. And you can see it here. And in addition, they've also added property type conversion tool, so you can easily switch between property types without having to start from scratch. And these are all published in their latest release notes. So you can see the label properties here, how it looks like, kind of like tags, if you will, how you can filter them. And there is a great video by Beth and the team that goes through of how you can use them and learn all about the label properties within Capacities. And then here, the property type conversion tool, that you can swap and change them without having to restart from scratch every single time. Powerful queries and object properties, so a few more updates, and funnel quick capture. So funnel is an iOS app that lets you quick capture within the iOS, so you can send it to Capacities, and some various different other things that have been implemented. So well done to the Capacities team for keeping up to date with the app. I'll just close a few things. Next up was a Capacities versus Craft. So this is a video that's going to be published by Mellow Creating. So it's going to be published tomorrow, if I remember right. And it's going to look at the differences between Capacities and Craft in the terms of feature, the integration, the usage, their opinion, and how she uses both of the apps, or one or the other. So I'm hoping it's not going to be a it depends conclusion, but we shall see. So if you want, you can read. It's going to be premiered in 24 hours or so. So check this video out once it's released. And last up with Capacities was a syncing issues post on Reddit that someone wrote that they're having issues with syncing between the phone and two laptops. And it sounded like there was quite a number of people that came across this issue. So if you're in the same boat, the team has suggested to settings, account, reboot, and that should fix a few things. So hopefully if you are having sync issues, give this a try and see if it solves your problems that you are facing. Next up, Logseq. So they're working on group sorting, so group sorting functionalities of database views. So as you can see here, it's gonna have a drop down, sort group by, and then you can then choose whatever to sort it by. So hopefully it's going to be implemented quite soon. So it's going to add support for general sorting, 3 new database properties, and implement UI control in the drop down menus. So this is nicely coming along within the GitHub. And then someone wrote that they're migrating from Roam to Logseq, and they're just wondering what is the easiest way to do it. Is there a reliable migration tool and guide, or I've read about the upcoming database release, what should I expect? So if you're in the same boat and you are using Roam, or you want to change to Logseq and migrate, definitely do keep an eye on this one to see if there's any assistance that can be of use to you for the migration. AppFlowy, they've released 0.9.7. This includes a number of exciting updates. So you can now use the web version for real-time collaboration and editing. So this is avoiding to have to download the app and things, so you can just use it from the online version. When you mention someone, it's going to mention a collaborator, they'll get notified in the email. They've introduced the GPT-5 and GPT-OS. They're now available within AppFlowy, and what they are working on is page version history, push notifications, and self-hosted commercial plans. And as usual with Capacities, you can check out this brief video, and it goes through the various different updates that they've implemented, what they are, how you can use them, and what they mean in the scheme of things. And as usual, if you want to download AppFlowy, just follow the link and you can download it direct from GitHub and see all of the updates that they've pushed out. So this is a great one that's coming along very nicely as well. Recall, they've had a number of adverts, if you will, or updates and mentions of late, and it's because they've released their #1 most requested feature, which is now you can chat with all of the content that you consume, and that is YouTube videos, podcasts, TikToks, PDFs, your own notes, and so much more. So I thought I'd mention it because I do actually subscribe to Recall, because I do use Recall quite a bit, and I thought it was quite an interesting update. So it just makes things a lot more powerful, and that you can chat with your content just makes it so much better. So definitely worthwhile. Check this out, and you can see the full post here of what the update actually means in terms of what it is, how they've brought to it, what it does. So worthwhile checking this one out. And if you want to see it in action, there are a number of videos. I guess they sponsored quite a number of users or video creators out there, but this was one that I liked because it goes through the detail of how he sets it up, how he uses it in various different chapters with actual examples and things, rather than just talking about it without showing its use case. So definitely worthwhile having a look at that one. Heptabase, they've released version 1.69, and now you can ask AI questions using select PDF cards as context, and various different other things, including GPT-5 that's been added in, with other updates as well. And Tom from Twitter, they posted that there is a next up on Heptabase. Although the date says 26th of May, I don't think that is quite correct. But the interesting ones were the mobile app, PDF highlighting and annotation, and mobile app handwriting and drawing blocks, as well as other exciting updates that they've got planned as the priority that they're going to work on. So definitely looking forward to seeing the handwriting tools and the PDF highlighting and seeing how that works, because that would be a bit of a game changer of actually using the tablet and the stylus to make highlights and annotations and your handwriting. AFFiNE, they had a bit of an update of version 0.24, mostly focused on critical bug fixes and adding some features. And in addition, they now support self-hosted users using their own AI API key. So if you are wanting to use your own key, definitely do update and check this one out. And last but not least is Thymer. So still no app, but they have released a what you see is what you get part 2. And never trap the cursor. You can slide in, out, before, after content. So you can see in this brief demo, cursor goes in, out, and goes up, down, and things. But the problem is that, unfortunately, the release date, it was meant to be August, or they were planning to be August for something to be released, but now they say August will be very tight. It's just a matter of fixing bugs, but there are still many things remaining that we want to get right before the public release. And they do acknowledge that it is a difficult one because they don't want to keep postponing the beta app, but at the same time, they don't want people to get a bad impression. So a difficult choice, but we shall see what the team does. And that was it for this week. So thank you very much for being here, and I shall see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.